This is Ellen Horowitz portfolio. The table of contents will show you what we're going to discuss throughout the portfolio, skimming through some of our classes that we've taken throughout the years, as well as the professional experience I have right now, and then a final wrap-up of where I'm going to be going. The first attachment to this is my resume. My resume highlights many areas of my expertise, not only as well as my expertise, but my experience, some of the development that I have already planned and taken care of, and the affiliations that I have. This is the resume for my hospitality, but I also have resumes for sales and for human resources. A cover letter would be to highlight my skills, the highlights that I've gone through, and my history. So when I do a cover letter to an employer or prospective employer, I always highlight my skills. One of my skills is definitely sales, customer interaction, employee relations. Highlights are that I have a known reputation to lower costs. And history is an overview of what I can bring to them in terms of relationships and areas I've already been working in. Education. After graduating high school, I went to Keystone Junior College, where I acquired an associate's degree in hotel restaurant management. After graduating from Keystone with a 2-year degree, I went and worked directly into the field, hotels, then into food services. Realized that an associate's degree nowadays don't really carry much mustard, so have then reapplied to Keystone, since they have then become a 4-year affiliated school with online classes, and have now been taking online. I am almost done. I still have a few more classes to go, and then I will have my full bachelor degree in business management. Some of the classes that I wanted to highlight that I think have really benefited me the most was some of the IT classes, in particular the 103 and 200. Being able to use Windows to make flyers and being able to use PowerPoint to make presentations are critical for my career and the position that I have right now, as well as mentoring my junior managers. In the ethics class that I took, my personal code of ethics was probably one of the most substantial things that I've had to write, since it was more personal. It did cross over into the business, but Business 101 taught me a lot of shit about leadership, taught me a lot about certain leaders. Alan, the CEO of Ford, is probably one of the most takeaways I had from that. He really indulges and he's right in the pulse of his business. And if you listen to him on any YouTube video or on some of the, Google him, he really is impressive about how he treats his employees and what he wants and his expectations of it. The other person I talked about there was Alex Gorski, who's the CEO of J&J, who I actually know and have had many conversations with. And seeing how they operate and run their businesses has helped me want to be a better leader and emulate some of the things that they do. Millennials in the workplace. When I was taking Business 415 and we had to write a paper, this was one of the papers that I thought helped me the most, since this is the growing clientele that I need to work with. Millennials definitely have a different way of thinking than I do, and they are active in every aspect of my career right now. I tend to be dealing more with millennials than other baby boomers or Gen X or Gen Ys, but millennials have a different, as I said earlier, a different way of doing things, and while doing this paper taught me how to deal with them more, how to understand where they're coming from, and not to expect them to be so much like myself. When I had to take Business 4145 and do the research paper on a business, Macy's is my favorite place to shop, so I figured that was the best place to start from. And doing a SWOT analysis was something I've never even heard of, even with all my years of business experience. And it's something that we do all the time that I was not aware of as a quote-unquote SWOT analysis. So learning our strengths, our weaknesses, our opportunities, and our threats of our business is something that I do. I could tell you probably 3 or 4 times a year, and keep doing it to readjust my business plan and the scope of my business that we do. So I thought it was very important to include this in a portfolio, because it is something that we do, and when you're graduated and you're in the business, it's something that you continuously do. Maybe not so formally in some instances, but it is something that's continuously done. Professional affiliations are very, very important. It's something that prospective employers like to see, and some of the ones that I personally take into that I probably spend the most time with are only limited to these 3. Within my own company, we have a women's leadership network, and I spend a lot of time with them. I'm a mentor to junior managers, and I have a mentor, and we hold different events so that people can get together. And it says women's leadership, but we find that we have some men that really like to, just understand both perspectives. The Society for Hospitality and Food Service Management is also a very important one for anybody in the hospitality field. It really has a lot of standards that are met and kept up with for the whole industry as a whole. Lastly, the National Organization of Professional Women is a great place, a great one to join, and there is so much opportunity there. It helps create a network. It helps create networking even beyond your own realm, for people to be used in different areas of the field. It has workshops. It has stuff you can do online and webinars. It's really a wonderful place for women to be able to connect and grow. I recommend it to anybody who's going to be into the field. ServSafe certification. In my field, ServSafe certification is a certification for food safety and food handling, and it's something that we all need to have in the restaurant industry. And it's a really tough course, and it's something that any employer who's looking for somebody in this industry would be looking for. It's something that I am sure that all my managers have, and I've actually now started offering it up to some of the hourly employees, just because it's a wonderful thing so that everybody can be aware, because personal safety and taking care of our customers in all aspects is important to the field. Professional experience. I wanted to show some of the things that we do, some of our experiences, and some of the things that we do. And though we are running a corporate dining facility, we do have upscale catering events that we have the opportunity to do, and we actually utilize our cafes more as restaurants and sell packaged stuff. In the middle of the thing there's one of our displays that we did for Halloween. And on top is one of the displays that we did in the spring when all the spring vegetables and stuff was coming in-house, and for Earth Day wanted to show local and promote local and all that other that goes along with it. Attached here is an actual P&L from my operating statement, and when you open up the link, you can be able to see that there is budgets on there and how we have to manage to our budget, and my responsibility to do so. And it is everything that we've encompassed through the years of going through the school. And when you finally look at that P&L and you can read it, and one thing I have learned through going to school and running the business is P&Ls are called so many different things. I mean, yes, they stand for profit and loss, and some people call it operating statements, and some people call it P&Ls, and I'm sure there's many other phrases. But just understanding, credits and debits and how it works against budgets, and knowing if you're losing or gaining money is what it all rolls down. As a wrap-up, I still have a few more classes. I actually have 3 more classes, I think, to do, and then I'll be obtaining my degree, which, woohoo!